Good evening, Mr. Client. I know the other day you asked me what our client experience process was here at Raymond James. And so I thought for the next minute or so, I would briefly explain to you our four-step client experience process. The first step is what we call the connection phase. In the connection phase, we learn, are we a good fit for each other? We exchange contact information, and what I like to say, we put a face-to-face with each other. Then we move on to what we call the clarity stage. In the clarity stage, we like to assess your financial goals, your wants, concerns, desires. We also like to look at your current financial plan if you have one in place and look and see if there's any gaps that we can fill and add value to your life. Then we move on to what we call the strategy phase. In the strategy phase, that is where we answer the question that everyone likes to know, what are you going to do with my money? That's where we show you the plan we have that we think is best for you. You can also share with us maybe some likes and dislikes when it comes to that plan, and we can tweak that. We can change it. It's not something set in stone. And then in between our third and fourth step, we have something called the onboarding process. This is a very simple step where we just basically, this is where we open your account, we fund your account. If you have some accounts we're rolling over from another brokerage firm or whatnot, that's where we get that done. We get that in place. And then lastly, we have the communication phase. The communication step is where we find out how you like to be contacted, whether it be yearly, monthly, quarterly, weekly. You know, different people have different wants when it comes to communication, and we like to fulfill those wants the best that we can. And lastly, I'd just like to point out that as you can see of this entire process, everything is centered around you. We like to keep everything around you, and everything is involved with you. And like I said, this is an ongoing process. This never stops. Years down the road, when your life changes, we'll come back to the clarity stage. We'll assess your wants, financial goals, and needs there. That never changes. And like I said, we're always revolving this around you. With that being said, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them.